Vayetze, ideas in the realm of Gematria from the Parshah and for the Geulah. This is Article 7. Parshas Vayetze is the 7th Parsha, starting from Bereshis. And in the Torah, that meaning the 5 books, there is arguably only one Aramaic expression. And it's found in this week's Parsha. Some say that we're b'machazeh, in a vision with Avraham in I think it's either Lech Lecha or Vayera. It's with the covenant of the parts. I think it's in Lech Lecha. And some say that is Aramaic, but I think it's Hebrew. But the Aramaic word in this week's parsha is said by Lavan. It was a place that Lavan and Yaakov made a covenant after Yaakov fled with his wives and children. Yaakov and his family had a 3-day lead, but Lavan and his band caught up with them eventually. Lavan was warned in a dream not to harm them. Yaakov got very angry at Lavan, but they eventually made a pact or a covenant in a place that Lavan called Yegar Saduta. Genesis 31:47. And Yaakov called it Gal Ed. And the Torah says that it is as Yaakov called it, Gal Ed. Yegar Saduta is the Aramaic term used by Lavan, which presumably means the same as what Yaakov called it, because it says that Lavan said, "This pile is a witness between me and you today." Genesis 31:48. In Gematria, the words Yegar Saduta have a numerical value of 929. 929 is the exact numerical value of the famous words said in Ashrei, Poseach es yadecha. You open your hands. And the end of that verse is, and satisfy every living thing. The name that Yaakov called the same place was Gal Ed, which has a numerical value of 107. And this points to a connection to a particular minhag that Sfardim and some Hasidim have to cut an egg into 4 pieces. If I remember correctly, I wasn't sure if I remembered correctly because it happened a while back, so I thought it might have been that it could have been to eat 4 actual eggs on Shabbos, on Shabbat, but I think it's actually to cut an egg into 4 pieces. And Beitzah, egg, equals 107, which is the same value as Gal Ed, the place that Yaakov called it. The question is, how does Beitzah connect? How does 107 connect to Yegar Saduta, the place that Lavan called it? Well, 107 equals Beitzah, and 4 times 107 is 428. 428 is the gematria of a holy name called Chatach. It's Ches, Taf, Chaf, which is derived from the last 3 letters of that same phrase. Poseach, the last letter is Ches, S is Taf or Saf, and the last of Yedecha is Chaf. So that makes Chatach, which is 428, which is 4 times 107. So we see how that's connected to the 2 places of Gal Ed to Yegar Saduta. We see that the name Yaakov called the place Gal Ed, being 107, has a very special relationship to the place that Lavan called it. It's right 2 over here. Sorry about that. Sorry for interruption. The place that Lavan called it 929, the Yegar Saduta, which equals the phrase Poseach es yadecha, or Poteach et yadecha, which relates to what Yaakov called it. 428 also equals the next word in the verse, which is umasbia. So it's Poteach et yadecha, umasbia. So Poteach et yadecha, and then umasbia, which is the next word in that verse, equals 428, which is 4 times Beitzah, or 4 times Gal Ed, which means and you satisfy. concerning Hashem. You open your hand and satisfy the needs of all living beings. Have a great Shabbos.